Feisty Pants.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Alex's Story Show. It's Q&A 85. We are climbing up closer and closer and closer and closer. A little bit closer. Are we there yet? Closer to Q&A 100. Feisty Pants says there's going to be a party. A couple other things. We're coming up on episode 500. Turns out it's going to be on Friday. Be excited for that. I know I am. Oh, and I forgot the My Pal Classics are coming along. After 500, I'm going to have some free time, and, you know, I'll just start cranking out old episodes and kind of remaster them. Wow, it's really sunny. I don't know if you can tell. I'm almost squinting. Let me get a little coffee here. Save the day. Q&A 85. Here we go. CJ Rollins wants to know if I wrestled, what would be my finisher? A lot of people are asking this, and I'm wondering why. And then I kind of figured it out. It might be that you guys are making the My Pal Alex custom in WWE 2K16. So what I came up with a couple weeks ago, somebody asked it when somebody asked, I had said, being that I'm My Pal Alex, and there's this thing where, like, you know, if you really like a girl and all of a sudden you become in the friend zone, you don't want to be in the friend zone, because then, you know, she's never going to want to date you, because, oh, you're such a good friend. So I figured I'll have, like, this finisher called the friend zone. It could be like a neck breaker. It could be like the, you know, the thing that Jericho does, or Dolph Ziggler does, or, I don't know, some kind of, you know, drop you on your head move. I don't know specifics, but I would call it the friend zone. Oh my God, it's the friend zone! That boy had a family! Right? You could just hear JR saying it. Justin Toy Show wants to know, do you collect wrestling figures like Grimm? Justin, I do not. I used to collect. I actually don't collect stuff anymore at all. Everything I buy now is for Feisty Pants, and if you check out, you know, I don't know if there's one video you could check out. We done a couple of videos called This Is War with his Transformers. This is War. We did 1 and part 2. We're working on a part 3 because he's just got so many. But what happens is, you know, we kind of show all the Autobots, and then here's all the Decepticons lined up, and, you know, they're going to do a battle, and then, you know, the battles we do. We don't actually film those. I used to have, years ago, before Feisty Pants was born, I used to have a ton of action figures, not just wrestlers, but I had Star Wars, G.I. Joe, I had Transformers of my own, you name it, GoBots. What had happened was I sold it off, the whole collection, in bits and pieces. I even had Overpower cards, sold all of that, and you know, and I just didn't have room for it anymore. So instead of lugging it from one closet to another, I ended up just selling it all. I made a ton of money off it. And then, now that Feisty Pants is around, you know, I've just kind of been rebuilding the collection, more so for him, and more so what he likes. So he doesn't really like wrestlers so much. He's kind of getting into it still. Loves watching it, loves playing the game, but the wrestler figures, not so much. But we have about 20, maybe. And then Ryoga has been pretty awesome. He sends in a diva every once in a while in fan mail. Pretty awesome. Hope that answers your question, Justin. Teresa, my Yankee buddy, the Wii or the 3DS, which is better, iPod or iPad? What games does Feisty Pants like on any other systems? And can I be invited to the Q&A 100 party? Absolutely, Yankee buddy. Everybody who watches the video on Q&A 100 will be part of the party. It's going to be great. I personally, we don't have a Wii. Well, you know, we do have a Wii. We don't use it, but it's down there. He likes, he's got a Wii at his mother's house. He plays, you know, Mario Kart, Luigi's Mansion, you know, the big classics. They're easier. He does have an iPad, not an iPod. And what other games does he like in under this? Well, I mean, he hasn't played very much. Like, we had a couple of, when I first got him an Xbox, I got him, you know, Minecraft, because that was a given. And I got him a couple of the Lego adventures. Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, because he loved the pirates. And, you know, like, that summer came along, and those other games were still wrapped. Like, he didn't even play them. So we took him back for store credit. But you know what he does like? He does like 2K16. Obviously, he loves Minecraft. He does like, what the hell is it called? Lego Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. It just came out this past fall with the movie release over the summer. There was a Lego game that went with it. He's been playing that. He plays my EverQuest on the computer every once in a while. Daddy, can I go kill some zombies? Sure, bud. Here you go. It's great. So, you know, we don't do a lot, but there's that. Nick Ruiz wants to know, will WrestleMania 32 be the worst WrestleMania ever this year? My all-time favorite wrestler and my favorite sport other than baseball. My favorite sport other than baseball, I would have to say, is, wow, you know, I don't even know. I'd have to go football because, like, I forget basketball is a sport sometimes, and hockey is just, hockey you watch more for, like, the violence. I don't know, hockey's alright. I played soccer, but I don't watch soccer at all. I would have to say football. I at least know the game. I know how to play. I know how to follow. If you watch a couple of games, you're gonna, you know, in ESPN for like a week, you're gonna pick up on everybody that's important. So it's easy enough to follow. Favorite all-time wrestler is Bret Hart. People haven't asked that in a while. And WrestleMania 32, you know, there's so many people hurt right now that are not going to be in WrestleMania. I'm hoping they turn it into something. You know, Vince is pretty good about putting a show together. So I'm hoping it doesn't turn out to be the worst one ever. Ray Isadira wants to know, are you looking forward to seeing the Sinister Six? Hell yeah! Maxine Caulfield wants to know, what do you do besides making videos, and do I watch football? What's the best match of Maurice, and what do I think of her? I liked Maurice. You know, I think her and Eve Torres went at it a couple of times, and they put on some good matches. Beth Phoenix was a great opponent. I don't know if I have one best match of Maurice, but I did. I liked her. I thought she was a great wrestler. I thought she retired well before her spotlight was over. Do I watch Not really. I don't really watch football. I do watch the Super Bowl more so to see all the commercials that are on during the Super Bowl. But I mean, I'll watch it if it's on, but I don't go out of my way to watch it like I do baseball. And what do I do besides making videos? You know, I go to work, I make dinner, I do laundry. Yeah, there's a regular life. I mean, I don't go on dates because, you know, I'm single dad, but, you know, girlfriends don't exist. But everything else I do, you know, I go food shopping, I go back to school shopping, we do vacations, just like everybody else does. Andrew McCrindle wants to know, do you still have all those cards, and do you think you have more cards than Grimm has figures? Andrew is talking about my Andy Van Slyke collection that was on the Nat Geo special, and yes, I still have all those cards, and hell yeah, I have way more cards than Grimm has figures. Now, if you look at Grimm's vault room, where he does, you know, the toy room, and where he does all his videos, he has a substantial amount of action figures. I'm totally not going to knock that. But, I mean, I have upwards of 50,000 to 60,000 cards. There's no way he's got 50,000 to 60,000 figures. He may have tens of thousands of figures, but not more than 50,000. That's a lot. David Griffin back another week with 12 more questions. Favorite moments at the Home Run Derby over the years. You know, I like that the hometown kid, Todd Frazier, had a ton of home runs and won last year. That was great. You know what I mean? He's a solid player. I mean, I know the major leagues are a different ball game than what you play locally in minors. But, I mean, dude, that kid can play, and I'm hoping he's got a chance this year with the White Sox. Years and years ago when I was younger, though, Cal Ripken won the Home Run Derby with, like, 30-something home runs, and I was like, Cal Ripken? I mean, I knew the guy could hit, but I didn't know he could hit home runs, and it was, like, the first time I had heard of the Home Run Derby when I was learning baseball, and I knew there was an All-Star game, I just never knew there was a Home Run Derby the day before. So those would be the two best memories. If I had a show on the WWE Network, what would it be called, and what would it be about? If I had a show on the network, I would have to call it, maybe I'd call it the Friend Zone, like my finisher move would be. I don't know. What would it be about? Well, I would do comedy with other WWE superstars. Kind of have like an interview, but have it like a funny interview. Kind of like how Conan O'Brien is a funny host on his late show, and he talks to his guests, but there's a lot of comedy involved. I would have to say it would be like that. Your thoughts on Jerry Lawler as a heel analyst? You know, I could barely stand Jerry Lawler. He's a great guy. You know, he's done a lot in his career. I didn't mind him as a face, but, you know, I think he gets stuck with the, you know, the stupid things he has to say. And he's like, I can feel the hesitation in his tone that he doesn't want to be the heel analyst. But you know what? It works. So it's fine. Thoughts on Mauro Ranallo as the voice of SmackDown? I like him. You know, I think he's good. Which is funnier, Team Hell No or The New Day? Definitely The New Day. They are hilarious. Joey Styles in the Hall of Fame. You know what? Joey Styles is not... yeah, why not? I flipped a coin just now. No, not really. Thoughts on former Divas, Beth Phoenix and Melina? You know, I like both of them. I thought they were both pretty awesome. What's the worst or most disgusting fan mail you had? There was this guy, Chris Liebecker, who would actually send, like, chicken nuggets in the fan mail, and he would send stuff that's illegal. You can't send that stuff through the mail, and that was pretty damn gross. Thoughts on AJ Styles and his theme music? It's phenomenal. I'm not overly impressed. I'm not disappointed. It's phenomenal. Thoughts on Inferno matches and Buried Alive? They worked for their time. I don't see them happening now because they were Undertaker and Kane matches. You know, you're not gonna have somebody that's gonna like duplicate the gimmick and then have them come back. That's dumb. How would you react if Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker, showed up at your house? I'd invite him in for a sandwich. And favorite memories of Bob Uecker over the years? You know, he was in that movie, Major League. He was the commentator. Really funny guy. Really funny. Ryoga wants to know, what's my favorite show? Do you like juice or soda? And my favorite Disney movie. Favorite Disney movie is Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Here's way back I did a review. I got the one part wrong where I said Rey's parents were Han and Leia. It's Luke Skywalker. Early on, you weren't sure. Favorite show? You know, I don't know if I have a favorite show. Gotham is on TV right now. I watch a lot of TV to have just one favorite. And I do like juice and soda, yes. Ebo likes cake. Wants to know. Do you like cake? Do you think Castro will do good with the Yankees? If he does, he'll be mad because he's a Cub fan. You know what? Listen, you could be a Cubs fan, but the Cubs picked up a lot of players in the offseason. I think Castro's going to do fine with the Yankees. I don't think he's going to be great, but I think he's going to do the job. I think the Yankees have a lot of farm system hands that are coming up, and they're going to rely on those in the next couple of years. So if Castro's on for a year contract or a 2-year contract, that's probably all he's going to do with the Yankees. Andrew Koterber wants to know, my favorite match of U.S. Title Open Challenge, I would have to say, is when Sami Zayn just came out, just before he got hurt. What made you a fan of Roman Reigns? You know, I don't know really if there was one thing, except for like his sheer I mean, the guy's huge without really being on the steroids. You know, like clearly The Rock and John Cena are on something. You know, I mean, they're just jacked beyond belief. But Roman Reigns is, you know, that's a solid dude. And then when the Shield, you know, when they made the Shield and, you know, they made him the powerbomb guy, I'm like, yes. And, you know, he just never disappointed whenever he was in the ring. And I just stuck with him. If you could win any belt other than the WWE Championship, past or present, what would it be? I would have to say there was a lightweight belt. Cruiserweight. I think it was the Cruiserweight champ. I'd have to put on a little weight, but I'd have to grow a couple inches too. If you, how old are you when you started watching wrestling? I was just a boy. What superstar made you a fan? Bret Hart. You know, it was all, you know, the 80s. Hulk Hogan was crazy, and Andre the Giant, and King Kong Bundy. King Kong Bundy? Yeah, because Al Bundy's the guy on the TV show. And then comes out the Hart Foundation. Demolition was badass, but the Hart Foundation, this guy's like, yeah, I'm totally cool. He's got the long hair, the sunglasses. It worked. I was like, now that's a gimmick. And what was the first match you ever saw? I don't know what the first match I ever saw was. I don't know. I mean, it's one match that I've seen out of millions of matches. Victoria Chase wants to know, what do you think about Harley Quinn? Harley Quinn is pretty awesome. Every time they evolve her character, I love it. Twisted Clown writes in, what is your reaction to Bret Hart with cancer? I think it's early. I think they're going to beat it. What do you think of Amanda on Tough Enough? I didn't like Amanda in, oh, I'm sorry, on Tough Enough being on Total Divas. I'm like, wait a minute, she's in Tough Enough. I didn't like her on Tough Enough because The Miz kind of went to bat for her every time that she was facing elimination. I mean, I'm like, Miz, put it back in your pants. And then now, you know, like she's on, you know, she's on Total Divas. I think merely because of her looks. I'm serious. You know, I mean, maybe she learns how to wrestle. That's great. But I mean, Sarah Lee won the damn contest. Gigi was pretty good. Gigi was better than Amanda. You know, she's just as good looking. Get her. What the you know, I'm disappointed. I don't hate Amanda. I hate the fact that they chose Amanda over the other two. Because Amanda outright lost to me. A few times. Your reaction to Ryback? Yeah, what was up with that? I guess, you know what happens? Luggage gets lost and shit happens and it's like, oh, crap, give me some underwear. Python Viper over on Amino wants to know, do I have any funny stories at a live pay-per-view? Not really a pay-per-view. I mean, the last pay-per-view I was at was SummerSlam weekend over the summer in Brooklyn with NXT, and I was texting, I was tweeting Sarah Lee, hey, I'm up in this suite up here. You know, I was in the suite with the Ninja Twins and Grime and Stan. Oh, Stan was with Grime that weekend. That's right. And a bunch of fans from the show. And, you know, I said, hey, I know you're working, but if you're around, stop by this suite number. I forget what number it was. And she didn't have her phone on her because she was working. And she tweeted me later that night. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I didn't have my phone on me. I was working. I was like, it's all right. There'll be another time. But years and years ago, we went to a regular Raw out in Philly. I was hung up on Eve Torres. And I still kind of am. It's like a crush. And I said, I'm making a sign, something about marry me Eve or something, I don't know. And she like tweaked her ankle or something, so she didn't compete that night. She was supposed to. And you know, the show's over. But it was Lawler's. That's what it was. The show ends, and you know, the match clears out, and then Lawler gets in the ring, and all the divas come out because it was his birthday. They got a cake on the wheelie cart, and Eve comes out, and I'm like. And Grimm's like, hey, Al, look, there's Eve. I'm like, Eve, you bitch. And I didn't say it that loud. But you know what it was is the arena cleared out significantly. So my voice carried. And she stopped and looked right at me. I was looking down, so she didn't know. I guess I don't know if she knew it was me. But it was just really funny. It was like, no, Eve, I love you. Here's my sign. That was funny. Jenny Patson wants to know, do I think Heel Wife... Jenny wrote in from fan mail, and she wants to know if I thought Heel Wife is too paranoid about Grimm's toys. I'm like, you know, I don't know. I think Grimm has his toys. I think everybody likes to play with their toys, and I think there's some overreacting. I don't know if paranoid is the right word. I think there's more of a priority Heel Wife has that isn't really Grimm's toys, and you know, they'll figure it out. Ryan Taylor Nethery wants to know, am I looking forward to Deadpool? Absolutely! X-Men Apocalypse and Batman vs. Superman. You know, my beef with the X-Men movies is that Bryan Singer just does what he wants and he just ruined the whole continuity for me. Batman Superman does look pretty good, though. Elnardo Borders Jr. wants to know if Grimm's Team DF... No, if Grimm has Team Degeneration Fat, what do I have and how do you join? Little do you know... I've been calling my fans Pal Nation, P-A-L Nation, you know, because there's my pal Alex, and I have a bunch of pals. I have a nation of pals. That's you guys. And you join the same way. You watch the show, you subscribe, you like it, enjoy it, you're a member. Corey sent a, Corey, you sent a trade in fan mail for AJ Lee and Mr. Anderson for Feisty Pants' Umaga figure. But you didn't put your address on the envelope, so I have no way to trade it back to you. If you're watching the video, leave me a comment in the video, and I'll get you my email. Don't put your address on YouTube. That's crazy talk. And the Super Bowl is later tonight. Jesus. Here's what I want. This is what I want. It's like a fairy tale ending if Peyton Manning retires with the Broncos and wins the Super Bowl. But Cam Newton it's going to be a game of domination, and I think the Panthers are just, like, he's like a freak of nature. He's like a superhero. And the Panthers are just a great team. So it's either going to be like they're going to run over the Broncos, or it's going to be an evenly matched game, and Peyton Manning wins, and we have a happy ever after ending. All right, folks, that is all I got for this Q&A 85. If you like this video, you got something to talk about, leave it in the comments, and we'll talk about it. Peace. This way.